I've done a fair bit of prep on the flight bow, and you can see I've actually taken off the raised belly of the levers, got it all fairly smooth. I was trying to machine that off on the mill, and I realised this is just silly. Go back to using hand tools. So I took it off nice and quickly with a jaw knife and spoke shave, cleaned it up on the belt sander, and I got my offcuts of yew heartwood, and I'll run them through my magic thicknesser. Now the problem with something like a thicknesser is you've got to start off with one clean flat face, so I cleaned that up on the belt sander, get it nice and flat. Unfortunately I was pressing down very hard on the belt sander and I just like strained my thumb a bit, so I've got support on that for now, stop me going bonkers. The thicknesser is just a cheap old electric power plane, belonged to my father-in-law actually, who died many years ago, but I had it when I was cleaning out his stuff, and took the sole plate off and screwed it to these big chunky plywood side cheeks. This is the Mark II, the Mark I was a bit cruder. And then to adjust the rise and fall, this is big blocks of 2x2. You can see I've got like a parallelogram sort of arrangement here with the straps either side. So this just rises up and down by using this screw, which I think is taken from a bit of old furniture actually. So you can adjust the height and thus the depth of cut. There's a very big hole here because normally you'd be using the taper sled, which is a pre-tapered block of timber, in this case MDF, something nice and stable that's been cut out on a bandsaw and then sanded flat. So as that goes through, anything mounted onto it ends up with an equal and opposite taper. Now for this yew heartwood, I probably want it parallel, so I won't use that, or I might use it sideways on if it will fit, because it's parallel one way and tapered t'other. Anyhow, that's what I'll be doing. I've also had thoughts about how I'm going to have a nice wide even bit up to about there, then splice in a vertical keel. Maybe I'll even glue it with hide glue because that's reversible, you can soften it and take it off. Maybe I won't. It's one of these projects that's sort of evolving as I go. Will I heat treat the belly wood? Well, the advantage of doing it with hide glue is I could do it unheat treated, and then if I decided to heat treat it I could take the belly off and heat treat it and try again. So yeah, it's got both my slats run through the thicknesser. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Question is, do I heat treat them? Just to give you an idea, it creates a hell of a lot of chippings and dust, even with me shop vac sucking away at the outlet. I jacked up the slats on this bit of 3x2 just to get them through there. It's not a precision device, but it does a pretty good job actually, and it cost me, hang on, I'll just add it up, nothing. So there you go. Now I tell a lie, I think I might have bought a little bit of strip metal for the parallelogram thing. Quite handy. I mean, I'm not a great fan of making bows sort of all machined up and assembled, but it's like everything. Where I've got to now is the limbs nicely prepared. I've ground down the, well, machined down the slats for the new belly laminations on my thicknessing machine. They're parallel, and this is lower limb belly. This is upper limb belly. Well, this is the upper limb, so that will go on like that. There you go. And what I'll be doing is this will get faired in gently, also faired into that curve there, and then I'll lay in a vertical keel to stiffen the limb, and it will sort of be spliced in like that. I probably won't angle, it will probably just be a square splice like that, and then this keel shaped bit will be elegantly shaped, and that will give the lever a sort of T-shaped cross section, which should be quite strong. One worry was how rigid the lever would be laterally from side to side, but I clamped it in the vise and gave it a waggle. It feels pretty solid, so I think with the vertical keel it should be good. And I think I'm going to do it all with the hide glue. There's my bits that will make the keel. Do it all with the hide glue, so it can be taken apart and fiddle-arsed about with. I'm probably going to leave a little bit off the tips. I'll glue it up with perhaps 1 inch of reflex. I'll heat treat the U slats before I glue them, and you can see the slat slightly narrow there, but what I aim to do is, if there's any tillering to be done, I'll do it by adjusting the width. So this is going to be slightly tapered, so it'll be slightly narrower than the original bow. Simple butt joint there, I think that will be fine. The back of the bow does get a bit thicker here, just slightly. That will need clamping down good and tight when I glue it. Yeah, anyway, that's the game plan.